Lord Mayor, High Sheriff, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Bell. I'm one of the Deputy Commandants for Yorkshire North and West Army Cadet Force. The Lord Lieutenant will be joining us shortly. Can I please ask you to stand when he enters the room? In the meantime, there's a number of admin points I need to go over. First one, if we need to leave the building urgently at any time, could you please leave by the marked exit, one at the back and one at this end here, and form up onto the car park, please. Phones, mobile phones, could you please make sure they are either on silent or off? Could I also ask you to refrain from taking any photographs until the end of the ceremony, when there will be a photograph opportunity with the Lord Lieutenant. Thank you for your kind attention, and I hope you enjoy the evening.
You'll have to tell us a joke now. I could do that, I suppose.
I've got you penciled in, sir. Please stand. Lord Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, High Sheriff, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Vice Chairman, Youth Cadets for the Reserve Forces and Cadets Association for Yorkshire and the Humber, Lieutenant Colonel R.E. Hills, JP.
Lord Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, High Sheriff Brigade, honoured guests, on behalf of the Chairman of the RSAA, Captain Ian Robertson, I have to tender his apologies. He's actually at an international conference today and has been scheduled to do that for some time. The conference, while international, is in Birmingham. That usually gets a laugh, but I will go off and come on again if it's necessary. I have about 40 pages, so the quicker I get the response from the audience, the better. As I've been kindly introduced by Lieutenant Colonel Bell, I'm Lieutenant Colonel Russell Hills, formerly Deputy Commandant west of this proud county. I'm now Vice Chairman, Youth and Cadets of the RFCA. I've spent over 40 years in uniform in the ACF and the Reserve Forces, and it's a significant to be acting in the Chairman's stead this evening, the purpose of which is for the Lord Lieutenant to present his awards to the cadets from all three services that have been chosen from a group of over 3,000 cadets in this part of the region. There are 6,000 cadets in the whole of the RFCA region, but if you look at the three services with this region, so the cadets that you see tonight are very special people. And having been selected and given their certificates and badges, they will, as part of their duties, accompany the Lord Lieutenant on functions throughout the year of office. The association supports all three cadet forces, but in particular we employ the permanent staff and supply the vehicles for the Army Cadet Force. We provide the accommodation for the Army Cadet Force and the Air Training Corps, and have a watching brief on the general welfare of all three services, particularly in the context of the government's high-profile austerity measures. However, all the cadet forces are flourishing, and despite the financial constraints, are making a significant contribution to spreading the ethos of good citizenship amongst the youth of today, often in some quite difficult areas. We are just coming to the end of a 2-year period in which the MOD has constructed a root and branch review of the value of the cadet forces. The final report having just recently been published. With positive support, I believe the future of the cadet forces looks secure for many years to come. The cadets in our region are consistently punching above their weight, and tonight we're here to celebrate the success of a number of such individuals whose achievements warrant loud public recognition. We all look forward to hearing from them firsthand. Finally, may I thank the Lord-Lieutenant for his time and support, and Colonel Malcolm Randon, Commandant of Yorkshire North and West ACF, and his team for making all the arrangements for this evening. And most importantly, thank you all for joining us to celebrate the achievement of these very special young people. Thank you very much.
Lord Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, High Sheriff, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, we will now greet the cadets nominated for this year's presentation. For the Sea Cadet Corps, leading cadet Megan Williams. For the Army Cadet Force, Cadet Colour Sergeant Jacob Porter. For the Air Training Corps, Cadet Flight Sergeant Sarah Owens. Each of the cadets will now make a short presentation. For the Sea Cadet Corps, leading cadet Megan Williams, Filey Sea Cadet Corps Unit.
Lord-Lieutenant, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I'm Leading Cadet Williams. I moved from Hampshire to Filey back in 2007. On my third night in Filey, I walked through the doors of Filey Sea Cadets as a very shy person. From that moment on, I've never looked back. I've always wanted to be a cadet, as this embarrassing picture shows me marching in a fashion alongside my brother in Cornwall. My time in Filey Sea Cadets has seen me go from strength to strength. I believe my confidence has grown, and without the cadets I would never have had the chance to do the things I have done, meet the people I have met, or experience the places that I have been. Here are some of my most enjoyable moments. Throughout my 5 years in cadets, I've already achieved so much, more than a 16-year-old girl could ever dream of achieving. I've currently completed my Gold Duke of Edinburgh expedition on the North Yorkshire moors. This expedition was extremely challenging but also such good fun, although I did receive a few nasty blisters from the walk, but I suppose that's all part of the experience. I met some incredible people that were very supportive and motivating as the pain of my blisters reached its peak. They helped me focus on the task ahead and achieve the day's objective. I am now waiting to attend a first-class cook's course in October. As a Filey Sea Cadet, in 2010 I was selected to attend the 150th anniversary of cadet service in London, where I proudly marched down the Mall and experienced the Red Arrows do their fly past. After the parade, I attended the Green Sky party that my mum and dad were also allowed to attend, and I was the only Sea Cadet to be interviewed by Sky News in the Palace grounds. Not only this, but I have been the guard commander for many different... Oh, and to my surprise, I actually experienced that not only are cucumber sandwiches an actual tradition of the Royals, but the cakes also had a golden crown on them. Having been to London, I have memories that will last for a lifetime. I even managed to squeeze a cheeky little wink out of Prince Charles. That made my day. I've never felt so proud to be a Sea Cadet as I was that day, and the sense of achievement I felt was so overwhelming that words cannot explain how much that experience meant to me. Apart from today, that was definitely the peak of my life so far. I have also been a crew member aboard TS Royalists. My favourite part of the experience was climbing up the yardarms in a storm. That was such a thrill. On Royalists, I managed to get my offshore hand too, and I hope to go back on board to get my offshore seaman. Also, during my cadet career, I've had the privilege of dancing with the Mayor of Filey, Richard Walker, and his wife, Jackie Walker, at various functions the cadet unit has held to raise money. I tell you what, he can still bust those moves. A year ago, I attended my leading cadet board, and having been a member of the problem squad for many years, I have seen how nerve-wracking and hard the board can be. I knew that without preparation, I wouldn't get very far. When it came to the weekend of my advancement board, my nerves were definitely at their highest. Throughout the weekend, I was uncertain as to how well I had done, and when the moment came to find out whether I passed or failed, to my surprise, the DO told me that I had not only passed, but I got the highest score the district has ever seen. I think my smile was cheesier than the Cheshire Cat that day. All the cadets think I'm crazy, but one of my favourite parts of cadets is taking charge and doing drill. I was even lucky enough to have been the duty leading hand for our last R&R inspection. Not only this, but I've been the guard commander for many different occasions, which I've really enjoyed, as again it's helped me build my confidence. I've also been very lucky to have received 2 overall Cadet of the Year awards and a leading Cadet of the Year award. Cadets has taught me that not only is life about believing in yourself, it's about being a team player and supporting others around you. I enjoy teaching the younger cadets as I am able to pass my knowledge down to them. I feel that setting their standards high will help them to understand that you can achieve anything you want to achieve if you are dedicated. My aspiration for the future is to join the Royal Navy as a warfare officer. From being a young girl who has grown up by the sea, I have always loved to sail, and the sea is my life. Hence, joining the Navy seems to be the perfect career choice for me. I'm excited to move forward in the joining process and finally do what I've always dreamt of doing. This is just a small snippet of what I've achieved in Cadet so far. I have another 2 years of being a cadet, and I hope to develop more skills and earn more qualifications. Finally, I would just like to say how honoured and privileged I feel to have received this appointment as Lord-Lieutenant Cadet, and I'd like to thank all the staff of Filey Sea Cadets for supporting me throughout my cadet career and for giving me this opportunity. And I would also like to thank my family for their support and encouragement.
The Army Cadet Force, Cadet Colour Sergeant Jacob Porter, Malton Detachment, A Company, Yorkshire, North and West.
Lord Crathorne, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. In this presentation, you will see my experiences in the Army Cadet Force, why I joined and things I have achieved. First of all, a little bit about me. My name is Jacob Porter, I am 17 years old and live in a little village called Scagglethorpe, just outside Malton. I come from a family of 14 and live with my mum and dad, 5 sisters and 4 brothers. I go to Norton Sixth Form and do my 2nd year of doing Uniform Public Services Extended Level 3. I enjoy Sixth Form a lot and I've made loads of new friends and enjoy the lessons I am getting taught. I've achieved a lot over the past year and looking forward to doing much more in the next year. I joined Cadets on the 21st of February 2008 and have made it to the rank of Colour Sergeant. I am from A Company and go to Malton Detachment. I've also been to several different barracks in the UK: Strensall, Ripon, Stainton, Wafgill, Thetford, Sennybridge and Warcock. I like all the subjects I do in Cadets, but fieldcraft and shooting are the main ones which I enjoy. Although I'm not the best shot, I enjoy shooting a lot. I have recently been on a counter shooting weekend and I am very proud to come away with 2 gold medals and 1 silver. The weapons which I shot on this weekend are the light support weapon and the L98A2 Cadet General Purpose Rifle, which is similar to the SE80 which the regular Army use. Hopefully I'll get picked for other shooting competitions and win more for me and my county. During the 2 weeks of annual camp at Wafgill 2012, I was on Merlin Carder. Merlin is the 4-star fieldcraft course which tests you not only on your knowledge of fieldcraft, but on your leadership skills, how you act out in the field and your self-discipline. We did a 4-day field training exercise and each person had the chance to be in command of a 10-man section. Also on Merlin, we got the chance to do operations in built-up areas training with Sergeant Major Fields from the Yorkshire Regiment. This is something that is not taught in cadets, but as a senior you get the chance to see what it is like. We got taught how to defend and fight in a house and its surroundings, and what different types of equipment you need to do so. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully I'll be able to do it again. Also, another thing I've done in cadets is my Senior Cadet Instructors Course in August 2012. SCIC is a 10-day course. During these 10 days, cadets on the course are assessed on their ability to teach other cadets and also assessed on their ability to operate out in the field and their infantry skills and techniques used out on exercise. Out of all the things I've done in my cadet career, Challenger has got to be the best. For those of you who haven't heard of Challenger before, it is where senior cadets take over their adults' roles on a junior annual camp for 10 days with no help from the adult instructors other than for health and safety reasons. This year in April I was selected to be second in command of a section of 10 cadets. This meant I got told who and what to teach and hardly any say in what went on within the company. After the first day, Lieutenant Craig, the commanding officer of Challenger, soon realised this job was no good for me and wasn't helping the structure of the staff I was working with or the cadets I was teaching, so they gave me a new job of platoon sergeant. As platoon sergeant, I was second in command of a platoon of 32 cadets. My job was to make sure the section commanders were doing their job right, teaching properly and jumping in at any stage if they weren't confident in the subject that they were teaching. I also had to maintain discipline throughout the platoon, making sure everyone was where they were supposed to be and that they were well presented at all times. This also meant that I got to go to company meetings and have a say in what went on within the company and how we could improve it. I really enjoyed working as a team and with the adult staff on Challenger, and hopefully I will be able to be selected for it next year. Apart from the award I'm getting tonight, the most proudest and memorable award has got to be Colts Canter Champions 2009. Colts Canter is a brigade competition which is undertaken as a team of 10 cadets and involves a speed march followed by a shoot. It also tests the knowledge of a team by running 5 stands: first aid, map and compass, fieldcraft, skill at arms practical and skill at arms theory. I have been a part of the team for A Company for the past 4 years, and I am now team captain for this year's team. I have no doubts that this year, with the help of the adult staff and the cadets putting their maximum effort in, that we can not do what we did 3 years ago and bring home the gold again. As my older brother got this award last year, I am very honoured to be taking over his role as Lord-Lieutenant Cadet, and would like to thank some people who have helped me get where I am today. First of all, I'd like to thank the Reserve Forces and Cadets Association and Lord Crathorne himself for giving me the opportunity to be here tonight. My CSM and Detachment Commander, Company Sergeant Major Richardson, my Training Officer, Sergeant Major Waldron, also known as Q, my OC, Major Cooper, Lieutenant Colonel Bell, one of the county's Deputy Commandants, as well as previously being my old OC of A Company. I would also like to thank all the staff in Yorkshire North and West, especially those from A Company, who have supported not only me, but all the cadets within the company. Also, I'd like to thank all the cadets in Yorkshire North and West, especially those from Malton detachment and my close friends throughout the county. Finally, I'd like to thank my mum and dad for supporting me throughout all 5 years, paying for camps and giving me lifts, as well as helping wherever they could. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoy your evening.
Training Corps, Cadet Flight Sergeant Sarah Owens, 886, City of Ripon Squadron, ATC.
Lord Crathorne, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Sarah Owens, and I am honoured to be here this evening as a representative of 886 City of Ripon Squadron and Central and East Yorkshire Wing Air Training Corps to accept this appointment as Lord-Lieutenant Cadet for the coming year. Following in my brother's footsteps, I was enrolled as an Air Cadet in October 2009 and plunged straight into squadron life. I joined because I wanted to face new challenges, meet new people and to have some life-changing experiences. Being an Air Cadet has already met all of these criteria for me, and the adventure continues. As a fairly new cadet, I experienced an interesting adventure training camp at Catterick, where crawling through barren fields, jumping over dead sheep and sleeping on hard wooden floors were on the agenda. A year after enrolling, I was selected as a member of the Air Cadet National Concert Band and attended music camp at RAF Cranwell, where we were tutored by and played with the band of the RAF Regiment. As a member of the National Concert Band and the National Marching Band, I have played at RAF Cranwell and at the Royal International Air Tattoo for the Chief of the Air Staff and the heads of 42 of the world's air forces. I loved this experience, and it guided me in the direction of my chosen career path as a musician in the Royal Air Force. I am currently working towards my BTEC in music. This year, I arranged the music that the Central and East Yorkshire Wing Brass Ensemble played for their winning performance at Region Training Day. We look forward to representing the region in the Corps Music Competition later this year. Although music is my passion, being a cadet has provided me with many other opportunities. I am trained on the No. 8 and the L98 rifle. I have 1.5 hours experience of flying a Grub 2 to light aircraft, and I'm currently undertaking an Air Cadet gliding scholarship with 645 Volunteer Gliding School at RAF Topcliffe. My flying skills were further improved by attending the Air Operations Acquaintance Centre at RAF Linton-on-Ouse, which I joined as a staff cadet this year. This has been a brilliant opportunity for me to develop my instructional techniques and to expand my knowledge and skill on the F-16 flight simulators. Along the way, I've learnt a lot about leadership from Air Cadet staff and the situations I've been placed in. I was promoted to corporal at the age of 14, and being a flight commander on summer camp really helped me move up to sergeant a year later. In May, I was delighted to be promoted to flight sergeant. I am now the senior NCO on squadron and have the responsibility for leading the NCO team. In sports, I have represented 886 Squadron at swimming, cross-country and athletics, winning medals in swimming and shot put, and the Wing Junior Girls Swimming Trophy with my friend Corporal Chaska Coward. I am currently working towards my Bronze Duke of Edinburgh Award too. Despite all these experiences, I never imagined that I would be selected to be a Lord-Lieutenant's Cadet. This is the pinnacle of my achievements to date, and I look forward to an eventful year and to the honour of serving you, sir, to the very best of my ability. Thank you.
Before the Lord-Lieutenant presents the awards, an officer from each of the 3 services will read out the citation appertaining to their cadet. For the Sea Cadet Corps, Petty Officer Luke Woods, Officer Commanding Filey Sea Cadets.
Good evening, everybody. Reading Cadet Williams has been a Sea Cadet since September 2007 and was new to the area when she joined Filey Unit. She has involved herself in all aspects of the cadet movement, which she has clearly demonstrated in her numerous awards and achievements since joining. In 2011, she was awarded the Leading Cadet of the Year trophy and gained a credit pass, scoring 135 out of a possible 150, the highest score ever achieved at our district advancement board. Together with an instructional methods level 2 qualification. She will be attending the Petty Officer Cadet Board as soon as she achieves the required qualifications next month. She is always willing to volunteer when fundraising and regularly lends a hand assisting on cadet courses. She is always immaculately turned out, wearing a uniform with pride and a smile to match. And she is an outstanding role model to all our and any cadets. Thank you.
The Lord-Lieutenant will now kindly present the award. Sir. The Lord-Lieutenant Cadet for 2012 for the Sea Cadet Corps, Leading Cadet Megan Williams.
Very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Read the citation for the Army Cadet Force, Lieutenant Michelle Blackburn, 2nd in Command, A Company, Yorkshire North and West Army Cadet Force.
Good evening. Jacob joined the ACF in 2008 and is a dedicated member of Malton Detachment and A Company. He has matured over the last year and is a quality cadet instructor who has proved his worth on many company weekends and county events. He has been invited to attend Challenger Company for the past 2 years as an instructor of young cadets, and for 3 years has taken part in Colt Canter, being part of the winning team. He inspires others to follow him and achieves a high standard of training himself. Colour Sergeant Porter enjoys a wide variety of sports, representing both his company and county at football, cross-country and athletics. Jacob has completed both his bronze and silver Duke of Edinburgh and is working towards his gold. He is working also to complete his 4-star and has recently attended an SCIC at Frimley. Colour Sergeant Porter is a trustworthy and conscientious person who has proved to be an excellent role model for the cadets and is well respected at company and county level. He has good communication skills and can always be relied on to support community and fundraising events.
The Lord-Lieutenant now kindly present the award. The Lord-Lieutenant Cadet for 2012 for the Army Cadet Force, Cadet Colour Sergeant Jacob Porter. Citation for their Air Training Corps, Flight Lieutenant Chris Krebin, Officer Commanding 886 City of Ripon Squadron.
Sarah joined the ATC in 2009 and her leadership potential was identified at an early stage. She achieved her current rank of Cadet Flight Sergeant in May this year. She has attended several camps, including summer camps at Altcar and adventurous training camps at Wathgill and Catterick. She is an accomplished musician, qualified to grade 8 on both the tenor horn and piano, and has performed musical activities at RAF Fairford and RAF Cranwell. Flight Sergeant Owens was a member of the banner drill team, which went on to win the regional competition, and she also achieved first place in the Circle Bugler competition. Sarah is a keen sportswoman and has won medals in both swimming and athletics. Flight Sergeant Owens is an able and dedicated senior NCO and has played a full part in supporting the squadron's work within the community. In addition, her presence and experience has been a great asset in the development of younger cadets and in the overall standing of the squadron.
The Lord-Lieutenant Cadet for 2012 for the Air Training Corps, Cadet Flight Sergeant Sarah Owens. Lord Mayor, High Sheriff, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, Her Majesty's Lord-Lieutenant of North Yorkshire, the Lord Crathorne.
Congratulations to you three, and what wonderful presentations. What an interesting life you've had in the cadet movement. I bet you're pleased you joined all those years ago. Wonderful. And could I thank, on your behalf, those who've come today in the form of the Lord Mayor of York and Commander 15 North East Brigade and the High Sheriff. It's a very distinguished group of people who have come to see you achieve this, as well as all the other civic heads and dignitaries here. So a very special welcome to them. It's always seems to be a difficult time for the armed services, and relocations, structural changes. But I think we've heard that's not going to affect the cadets too badly, and I think I get the sense that the Prime Minister is pretty keen on the cadet movement. So that's very good. The government's National Citizen Service, and I think we're all involved in that, devised to give 16-year-olds an experience of community activity in summer holidays. That I think going very well. The cadet services, as you were saying, really are thriving and give such a wonderful opportunity to so many young people. And you're doing Duke of Edinburgh Awards, and that's been a great thing all of the years that it's been going. And first aid schemes and British Training and Enterprise Council Awards, and all this is terrific. And it's clear from the presentations the number of variety of activities you've taken part in, and the time that you've given to the cadet activities, also the fun you've had in being cadets. I think in so many ways it's quite difficult being a young person today. It's very difficult to work out a sort of set of rules for life. On the one hand, the media have us believe that almost anything goes in one's personal life. And on the other hand, governments introduce more and more rules and regulations. And it's quite hard to do anything without breaking health and safety rules. And of course, health and safety is vitally important. But we're not nowadays credited with much common sense. And I had one or two examples of this. Some of the notices on things that you go into the shops to buy are really quite remarkable. I saw a notice on a child's buggy. Remove child before folding. And another notice, this water is fit for human consumption, not recommended for drinking. Which leaves one in quite a quandary about what to do about it. And traditional playground pursuits, such as playing conkers or tag, and even skipping and running, have been banned by some councils as termed too dangerous for school children. And so it's really very, very difficult, because taking risks is one of the ways that young people, and indeed adults, learn and assess different and difficult situations. And assessing risk is something you learn about in your cadet training. And it's such a vitally important message, important lesson in life. And the media, of course, specialise in sensationalist news, reporting, and this compounds poor understanding of risk. And this in turn influences the climate of public debate, and hence government responses. And so often these responses are quite disproportionate. But when faced with any form of risk, instead of making a logical decision based on rational thinking, government and society takes the worst case scenario and legislates accordingly. I mentioned the problem of risk as it clearly presents difficulties for the RFCA, who always have to carry out risk assessments. But for young people to stretch themselves and to reach their full potential, there have to be some risks involved. And we've heard of all the exciting things that you've all done. Realising potential involves going into the unknown and trying to accomplish things, and indeed risking failure. But life is best approached in the spirit of exploration and enterprise. And the cadet movement very much does that, and why it's so valuable, not only for the cadets, but in the long run for the country, when you all grow up and start running the country in one way or another. And I feel so sorry for teachers nowadays. There are so many cases of teachers separating pupils in a classroom brawl. And it's the teacher who gets charged with assault. If someone falls over in the playground, the teacher is not allowed to pick that person up or comfort them. Teachers cannot put a plaster on a scuffed knee in case that person is 1 in a million with an allergy to plaster. The citizen who tries to apprehend a criminal often ends up in the dock himself. And we had a judge the other day who said that burglars had to have great courage. Where on earth do we go next? If you clear your path of snow in winter and someone falls down and hurts themselves, you can be sued. If you don't clear your path and someone falls down and hurts themselves, you cannot be sued. It's all very topsy-turvy. But I hope things are improving a little bit now, and they certainly need to. Well, I've just amassed 1 or 2 health and safety signs for you. Really nothing much to do with being a cadet, but quite fun anyway. If you do not understand or cannot read all directions, cautions and warnings, do not use this product. On a chemist's children's cough medicine, do not drive the car or operate machinery after taking this medication. And on packaging for a clothes iron, do not iron the clothes on the body. On the hairdryer, do not use while sleeping. On those overeaten things, please do not eat. On a kitchen blender, do not use as a fish aquarium. On the packaging for a frozen ready meal, serving suggestion, defrost. On an insect spray can, this product not tested on animals. We really do live in a very, very strange world, and you're having this wonderful opportunity in the cadets to sort of work out how to lead your lives. And young people today have the choice of doing what you're doing with your lives, or crime and drugs at the other end of the scale. And you've chosen to become good citizens. And good citizens gives instead of takes, creates instead of destroys, welcomes instead of abuses, persuades instead of threatens. And as you explained very clearly how much you gain in confidence for the time you spent in the cadets. You become reliable and self-sufficient, and you learn the value of working as a team, and you gain knowledge of your own communities. You not only have a great time, you are absolutely preparing to be good citizens. And whatever you go on to do in life, you might all remain in the forces, you may not, and a lot of cadets of course don't. But what you learn as a cadet really does set you up. So congratulations on your achievement on becoming Lord-Lieutenant Cadet. And as we've heard, you've been chosen from amongst hundreds and hundreds of cadets in North Yorkshire. And can I couple that with thanking your parents, who indeed you thanked your parents, who provide wonderful support and encouragement, and act as chauffeurs and all sorts of other things. And then coupling that with the success of each and every cadet detachment depends almost entirely on the adult in charge. And I'd particularly like to commend the outstanding voluntary work carried out by the hundreds of cadet officers and adult instructors, and many of you here today. And you give quite unstintingly and unselfishly of your spare time in order to support the youth of our area. And we all owe you a great debt of gratitude. And indeed, without you, there simply wouldn't be a cadet movement. Nothing is more important, in my view, than helping and training young boys and girls to lead productive lives. The young are the future for all of us. I look forward to seeing you throughout the year, but it's a very nice, easy job being a Lord-Lieutenant Cadet, because you won't be called on that much. And the great thing is that you've earned this accolade. But we have got the legal service coming up on the Sunday the 14th of October, organised by the High Sheriff, who's here tonight. And so I hope you'll be able to join me then. And then the Remembrance Day service on November the 11th, when we join the Lord Mayor, and I hope again you'll be able to do that. Many congratulations, and many thanks for laying on this evening in these splendid premises. And I look forward to meeting you and parents and friends, and indeed I think we're going to be given something to eat, which is very nice. So many congratulations, and thank you all very much for coming. Thank you.
Lord-Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, High Sheriff, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen. Commandant of Yorkshire North and West Army Cadet Force, Colonel Malton Render, MBE.
Lord-Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, High Sheriff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. No health and safety jokes, I'm afraid. However, coming last always runs the risk of repeating itself, which I'm afraid is unavoidable. However, we'll do our best. I'd like to start by offering my congratulations to the three awardees. That was absolutely superb, absolutely superb. I doubt that many of us would have had the confidence at their age to have stepped and spoke so well in front of an audience of this quality. Well done. And the old saying, should have gone with Specsavers, I'm afraid is going to raise its head, because although this light has deteriorated somewhat since I last looked at it, as has my eyesight. They have demonstrated once again what motivated young people in the cadet forces can achieve through their own efforts and hard work when given positive leadership. I'm sure that the three of you would agree that much of your success would not have been possible without the training and guidance of your officers and adult instructors. I'm sure you'd like to thank them as well, although you did mention them in your presentation, which was excellent. I'm also equally certain that your parents will have played a big part in your achievements. Their open encouragement is always an important influence. And again, I thank the parents for the role that they play. Because in many cases, when they come home on a night, it's wet, it's miserable, and they don't want to go to cadets, it's mum and dad that says, come on, get your uniform and go. Although maybe not in your case. May I finish by thanking the following people. The Lord-Lieutenant for his continuing support of the cadet forces in North Yorkshire. I'll thank my Lord. The Reserve Forces and Cadets Association for their help in the sponsorship of this event. I hope everybody has had a very pleasant evening and shared our pride and enjoyment in honouring these exceptional cadets with the privilege of this award. Finally, my thanks to everybody, again, for their attendance. And I can assure you, there will be food.
Lord-Lieutenant, Lord Mayor, High Sheriff, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes this evening's presentation. Refreshments, as the Commandant said, will be served shortly. Could the 3 Lord-Lieutenants Cadets, their families and unit staff remain behind for the photo opportunity with the Lord-Lieutenant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.